have already been to court.
Yeah, we went to court for the eviction case, and then they gave her execution date for June 21st. She had to be out by June 21st due to non-payment of rent.
That's not what happened. You guys reached a stipulated agreement.
My sister represented me because she's the other landlord, and they came to a stipulation. The stipulation was that her execution date...
They reached an agreement. The court didn't order her to leave for non-payment of rent. They reached an agreement. They settled the case.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. That was the agreement. The agreement was that she's out by June 21st, and that would be her execution date. If she's not out by that date, then a marshal will come remove her thing.
And was she out by June 21st?
She left June 21st.
Okay. Yes. And by the way, you signed an agreement, and you promised to comply with all the terms of the lease. That includes paying rent, does it not?
Yes. I had my money, like it just was not going to her. I was saving my money for an apartment.
I wanted to just refer to Exhibit E in the text messages where on March 9th, prior to the event of her breaking the door, she said that she wasn't going to give me a dime. I let her know.
And you said,
Let's put it up. Let's put it up if we can. That's. I was just going to get there. This is Ms. Thompson saying to you, for this to be productive and conversational, it's better off you text me moving forward. I'm not going to tolerate you screaming in my ear. I can't imagine you would do that. But your answer to that was, just know you will not get another dime from me. That's you saying that on March 9th.
Okay.
Okay. And
but we were on the phone before this. That text message, you don't know. We were talking on the phone. You don't know what she said to me.
How much rent did she pay? How many months?
She paid December, January,
February,
and then she also paid
March.
And then that's when the whole kicking the door down, calling the police, accusing of the $1.50 missing.
$1.50? Yo, it's not no $1.50. It was $24.
She's answering the question, not you.
Accusing my sister and I of letting her cat out.
By the way, you said in your sworn statement she wasn't even supposed to have a cat.
Exactly.
That's not what you told me.
Hold on, excuse me.
Sorry.
That's not what the lease says. The lease says she's permitted to have one. Come on up.
Hi, Your Honor. So on here, again, this is a template. So
I could care less what your template says. I care about the lease she signed.
Right. So looking at that lease, if you continue reading, it says that she's permitted 0 dogs. And basically, it's just so that we can fill in. So it has verbiage to accommodate someone who is a
It says tenant is permitted 1 pet. You wrote in 1. But what it actually says here in the printed text is tenant is limited to 2 animals, such as a cat or a dog. That's actually what the printed text says, 2 animals.
Understood. Because it's an amended.
In her bedroom, Your Honor.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily say that, but okay, here's what I want to ask. How do you arrive at $28.75 for back rent and fees?
This is $875 times 3.
Why $875?
It's $800 for the rent, $25 for the cat, $50 for the late fee.
Oh. When did you vacate?
The 21st.
Of June.
June.
All right, the parties are excused while we deliberate in this matter. Thank you all. We have deliberated and reached an almost unanimous verdict. We had one small point of disagreement, but for the most part, we agreed on the correct result here. We all felt that this case has basically already been resolved in court, and it was resolved on very specific terms, which was that you, Ms. Freeman, were permitted to stay as long as you complied with the terms of the written lease. The written lease includes paying rent, and the written lease includes a late fee if you don't pay it on time. By the same logic, Ms. Thompson, by entering into the settlement agreement, you agreed that she could leave as of June 21st, so you're only entitled to rent through June 21st, not for the last 9 days of the month. So it's $800 for 2 months, and then $560 for the 3rd month, which is the prorated amount, plus the $50 late fee for each of the 3 months because you didn't pay the rent. It was certainly late, which comes to a total of $2,310 for the back owed rent. We were unanimous on that. With respect to the door, we all agreed you're entitled to compensation for the door. My colleagues and I disagreed. They believed you're entitled to the full amount of the door. I would have deducted the $250 that you saved by not having to call a locksmith because she broke the door.
That was 2 different
But that was, hold on,
Your Honor.
our turn to speak.
Okay.
But I'm in the minority. The majority rules here. You're receiving the entire $535 to replace the door added on to the back rent.
Okay.
Verdict is in favor of the plaintiff for $2,845. And now that you're no longer living together, we wish you all the best.